Hi everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies and welcome to day 3 of our little mini series. Today I'm going to show you how to decorate this heart tea light holder. Now this was really cheap. You can pick things like this up so cheap. The only thing I would say with this is the glass holder in the middle is actually fixed, and I think it would have been better if I could have removed that and it would have enabled me to paint inside. So that's my only kind of problem with it really, but we're going to work with it. It's going to be fine. The only problem is the inside is going to be this kind of brown colour still. Now what I'm going to do is to start off by painting the outside. So I'll paint the outside and the top in this chalky finish paint. Again, this is the one that I showed you on the other little DIY we did, and that's in Artifact. The colour is Artifact. So what I'm going to do is cover it in this paper. Now this is Decopatch paper and it's number 646. Okay, and in the previous video I showed you how you can kind of tear it up and sort of patch bits on, but now I'm going to show you how to cover quite a tricky area with like more full kind of sheets, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to start just by opening the paint. I'll just move this to one side for a second, and I'm just going to carefully paint the outside and hope I don't sort of all smudge it inside. So you don't have to paint this if you're going to put some of the Decopatch paper over the top, but sometimes I kind of worry that it, you know, you could see through and you can kind of see what's happening underneath. So that's why I always like to do a similar colour, paint that underneath first, and then you know, you're pretty safe. You're not going to get sort of like a dark colour coming through and it all kind of blends in. So we're going to paint this all the way around. I'm going to do this top ledge as well. Just kind of do it sort of carefully, and again I'm using my first edition Deco Mash brush, and I use these for painting, and I also use them for my gluing, like Mod Podge and that sort of thing as well. So I said to you before, I don't actually like the other brush that comes in the pack, but I love this one that much that I still buy the packs. Sometimes I just let the kids use the other one that you get in the pack or give them away. So quite a nice grey, this one. This is very similar to the grey in my haul, and it would again look nice just painted. You know, you don't have to, I suppose that being stuck in the middle there, it enables me to hold it. So I'm just going to finish painting this and I'm going to let it dry. I've got another project I'm working on over the other side, so I'm just going to let finish doing this, let that dry, and then I'll be back with you with the Mod Podge and the Decopatch paper. Right, now it's dry, we are going to put this Decopatch paper on the top. So if you remember in my previous video, another way that you can do this is to tear some small pieces like this, pop your glue on, and then put those over the top. So that's one way that you can do it. I'm going to show you another way. What I've done is cut some squares. They're a little bit bigger than each corner, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to get myself some of the usual matte Mod Podge. You can use PVA glue, but you just have to water it down a little bit. I just tend to pour a little bit in the lid. And then what I'm going to do, get a brush and get your Mod Podge and just paint some glue all over the part that you've just painted. So we're not going to worry about cutting out a bit for the centre where the heart is. We're just going to glue around the edge. Make sure you get the edges and sort of get all the corners, because that's the bit, if it's going to, it will peel up from. Get your square of Decopatch paper and put it over the top. You have got a little bit more leeway with this than you have napkins. You can kind of move it about a little bit more. Then just smooth it over. You can get something called a brayer, which is like a roller I don't have one at the moment, but just sort of smooth it like that with your finger. And you can see in the middle there we've got the heart shape, but we're not going to worry about that for now. We're going to let that dry and then we'll sort out that part. Then I'm going to snip a tiny little bit off here and then fold that, put some glue there, and then just fold that edge over so you've got a neat edge. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Paint your glue over. Get a little square. And again, just do the same thing and smooth it down. So I'm going to just do the rest of the other two sides exactly the same way. Then I'm going to let it dry. So with the corners, don't forget, just stick a bit of glue and just fold them down like that, because it will all blend in, it'll all look absolutely fine, just so you've got neat corners. And all we're going to leave is flappy bits at the top. Don't fold those down, don't fold the bottom ones down, and don't worry about the heart for now. We'll sort that out when it's dry. So I'll do all that and then be back with you. Quickly pop back just to tell you what I've just done. After I'd finished sticking them down, I've just gone over it all with a layer of Mod Podge, and just making sure that these parts at the top here don't fold over. So I'm just making sure they're sticking up and not sticking to the actual wooden part that goes round the top there. So just leave those sticking up. So I'm just going to let all that dry now, because it needs to be dry, otherwise I'll rip it. And then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Ho, I've popped up, got myself a cuppa, so we're all raring to go. So this is dried. I've just painted the bottom part as well. And what we're going to do is get rid of all these little edges and sort out that middle part. So I've just got these nail files. These came from Poundland. And we're just going to neaten the edges by getting the nail file and brushing it kind of away from the direction it's stuck, if you see what I mean. And that gives you a lovely, crisp, clean edge, and it saves you sort of fighting with a pair of scissors. So I'm just going to do this for this part, and then I'll show you how to do the heart. Right, so this part in the centre, all I'm going to do is pop that through like this, and then I'm going to get my nail file and do exactly the same thing. It's a bit more difficult because we've got the glass in the centre there, but I'm going to get my nail file and I'm just going to work it like that, just in small sort of strokes, and that will rub away the actual heart part. So just do that. It just takes a minute or so. It doesn't take that long. This is why we do it when it's dry though, because if you do it when it's wet, it will rip. But as you can see around there, you're getting a nice heart shape. So I'm going to finish that now, have a little sip of my tea, and I'll be back in a second to show you when it's finished. Rightio, there we go, all finished. I think it looks really nice, really effective. I've just painted the bottom, as I said, the grey colour, and even with the brown on the inside, I don't really think you notice that much. And I hope it's inspired you to have a go. Now, they do sell this Deco Patch paper in Hobbycraft. They also sell papers like Deco Mash papers in loads of different shops. I know that the Range and the Works do sell them as well. So keep your eye out, and you can decorate them really to your style of living. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this 3-day event. It's been really quite fun doing it. That's me signing off for this mini series for now. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.